Hey, hey, hey! I'm live. iHeartRadio, it's Adam Lambert. What's going on? Good morning. Afternoon. I've got that feeling. How are you guys? Are we quarantining together? Should I turn the phone the other way? What do you guys think? Is this too weird? Maybe I should turn it. That's better, isn't it? iHeartRadio, what's up? It's Adam Lambert. Be my velvet. Well, listen, you guys, I am here today to talk to you about my new album, Velvet. It just came out today, and a long time in the making. I'm very excited about it. And I wanted to take you guys through like a track by track so that we could chit chat about each song, and I could answer some questions about each song specifically if you guys have any. I'd love to. So let's start with Velvet, the title track. The video just came out. What did you guys think? Any questions about the video? Any questions about the song? Please, I'm here to answer. Hi guys. Well, I'll just keep talking until I see a question. How's that? So Velvet was written a little bit after I had figured out the album title, Velvet, actually. Why is there a wedding and a funeral? Because Velvet's all about love. Velvet is all about the search for love. I mean, the opening lines of the song kind of say it all. I've been feeling nostalgic. I know that I'm not the only one. I think it's time for a throwback to remind me how to fall in love. So I feel like the wedding is, love and death and the life cycle. And also I think that's a little play on words on the fashion victim concept, because the video is like this, fictional fantasy of me as if I was a tailor making suits for men, which sounds like a sexy job, actually. And we had so much fun making this video. It was in London a few months back, and I had a blast. It was so much fun. Charlotte Rutherford, whose nickname here on Instagram is Charlie Chops, is brilliant. She's a brilliant photographer. She took also the album cover photo. She's so much fun, such a creative genius, and it was like a really easy day. Any other questions about the song? I keep hearing that they thought that Brad/Cheeks was in the video. Nope. That was a friend of mine from London. Not Brad. That was Keelan. It's not Cheeks, guys. It's not. I didn't even catch the resemblance. I still don't see it, to be honest with you. Maybe because the guy's wearing a wig. Maybe that's why it looks like him. Anyway, how did I come about the cowboy? I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his work. That's Giuseppe. And so, yeah, the song was written a while back, and we didn't have a title track. So we decided to just do the title Velvet after I'd come up with that as the album title. And it's a bit of a sad story. I worked on that song with the producer named Busby, and tragically Busby passed away a couple months after we were done. He had 2 brain tumors. I hate to bring us down, but I wanted to bring up the fact that I'm really lucky that I had a chance to work with him, and he was a lovely man and really talented, and left me with this beautiful bop. And my thoughts and prayers go out to his family and his kids. And I know a lot of people in the songwriting world, in the music community, have worked with him, and we all miss him dearly. Anyway, on a lighter note, know that, you know what, there aren't any behind the scenes for that video, actually, I don't think. I'll double check, but I don't think we did. It was a really fast shoot, faster than usual, so we had to sort of plow through. There might be some BTS like photos and stuff. I'll find out. But yeah, the Velvet's a lot of fun. I love it. I can't wait to sing it live. It's a really silly play on words, you know, talking about a relationship as if it's like a piece of fabric, which we all thought was pretty fun. And that's one reason why I wanted the video to be so silly. You know, I said to my team, and I said to Charlotte, you know, I just want to make a really, really queer video and just go for it and lean all the way in. And so I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Even my finger waves, which were amazing because the hairstylist did such an amazing job that they were like concrete. And I actually I was thinking like, oh, I want to do, you know, a different hairstyle for a different setup in the video with a different outfit. And we were like looking at the hair, and it was so solid and rock hard that we just went, it's not coming out. That's going to stay in for the rest of the day. It was like cemented onto my head. Anyway, so that's Velvet. Now, I know that you know that a lot of these songs on Velvet have already been out there in the world. And so my diehard fans, I love you so much because you guys have been into these songs for a while. And I guess my hope was that if we attracted some new fans to Velvet, they would be hearing a lot of these songs for the first time, which is exciting, which is why you guys should share it. So I'll go in order because I figure I'll go in order. So the next song on the album is Superpower, which I know that you guys are familiar with. I'm gonna play it right here. Superpower's been out now for a minute, but you know, it doesn't get old for me. I hope you feel the same way. I love performing it live too. It's so much fun. Now this song was produced by the amazing Tommy English, who I'm such a fan of. I had a great time working with him. And we wrote it with Ilse Juber, who's an incredible writer. And we actually got together without really any idea what we wanted to do. And Tommy picked up the guitar, and I said, you know, like, what if we do like sort of like a disco funk thing, like a Daft Punk meets, you know, Zeppelin or something. And he picked up the guitar and started doing that riff. He just came up with it. And then Ilse got behind the drum kit. And I actually didn't know that. I've known Ilse for a while. I didn't know that she was a drummer, which was so fun. And so she laid down this great groove with Tommy on guitar. We laid it down. And then I just started freestyling and coming up with like noises, you know, not really words, but like kind of like the verse. And then after we kind of got a general sound of what it would sound like from the next room, then we wrote the words. And I knew I wanted to write something empowering. I felt sort of in many different ways in my life, I felt like I was just getting over feeling held back by forces greater than myself. And I said, you know, I wish I had, you know, the ability to just change my own fate like a superhero. And I think we all have that power when we tap into it. So that's what I wrote. My superpower, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, next. My superpower. Oh, and for those of you asking, the video for Superpower was super cool. Superpower. We filmed it in Brooklyn in the summer, so it was super hot. And I had that amazing suit on that I just got made by Edward Sexton, that green shimmery one. And that three-piece suit is not really designed for 90-degree weather, let me tell you that, and that humidity we were in. But we had so much fun. It was an amazing cast that day. My buddy Terrence was in the video, which was great, my old friend. And oh yeah, the wig was a funny idea that we had because I wanted to connect the way that the last video looked was coming in hot. And I wanted it to be sort of like a story that we were telling. And so I wanted to start in that same type of white car, in that same outfit and the same hair, and then transform, which was Millicent's idea. That was the director of Superpower. Anyway, yeah. So the next song is Stranger You Are. I love this song so much. Papa told me to stay strong, to tighten up my bootstraps before I get walked on. But don't you give up. I had fun writing this. This is a song that I was working with Kess, who's an amazing writer, and I played him Superpower because I had finished that one, and I said, I want to do a couple more songs on this album that really lift people up and try to give them confidence. I felt like, over the years I've talked to you guys about sort of our connection and what makes us, what makes us click as artists and fans. And I know a lot of you guys feel like outsiders, and I've always felt that way. And so I find it really interesting to be able to try to give some strength for those of you who are having a bad day or a bad week or a bad quarantine. Life goes on, things get better, truthfully. Nothing's permanent. And this song really kind of talks about being an outsider, being a weirdo, and admitting freely that the world doesn't always accept you for that. And you're gonna have obstacles and people are gonna be dicks, but you gotta take it in stride. You gotta pull yourself up and disregard that shit and ignore it and realize that you are enough. You are great. And, like my dad said, this is how things are. You gotta be tough. And that's what Stranger You Are is about. And I love the way it turned out. It's kind of got like a Motown feel, which I've never really veered into before. I mean, with the exception of singing stuff on American Idol. So it was really exciting to kind of go to this Motown soul kind of sound, funk thing. Real instruments, which we're really excited about. And also, for those of you guys who are wondering about song credits, I don't know how many of you are interested in that kind of stuff, but Steve Booker is the producer of Stranger You Are, and he's amazing. He's actually responsible for that Duffy album, Rock Ferry. Remember that? Begging you for mercy. That's what he did with Duffy back in the day. So, the next song, Loverboy. Loverboy is another song produced with Tommy English. I had a blast working on this. We actually went to... I actually brought Pharaoh, my dog, on his first plane ride. And we got on a flight to Nashville to meet Tommy. He was working out there. And he had a house set up with this guy named Angelo, who's amazing. And another songwriter came on board named Gabe Simon, who was lovely. And we just hung out for a week and worked on Look So Gay. Fuck yeah, I do. I love being gay. I like looking gay. There's no shame in my game, motherfucker. That's right. I'm gay as fuck in quarantine. Kiss it. So yeah, Loverboy. I brought Pharaoh with me. So it was his first time going to the studio abroad. We flew together. He slept on my lap. And we worked on this song. I wanted to do something funky, kind of like, sort of in the style of like Prince, but also like, we were talking about a lot of these great sort of indie bands in the early 2000s that were doing kind of like quirky, like Spoon. Remember Spoon? That was one of the songs we listened to. And there's a song called I Turned My Camera On by Spoon that's great. That was kind of like this vibe. Anyway, so I wanted to write a song, and it's written in the first person. But the truth of the matter is that I remember somebody actually telling me this. I'm a bachelor. When I'm single, I like to, see if I can take guys out, meet up, kind of thing. And I might have had a couple drinks when I asked somebody out at a bar, and I was, jumping to conclusions. And this gentleman kind of said to me, look, I'm not going to just be another number in your phone. I want to be like your real lover, boy. So it was kind of all written almost like he was telling me, you got to treat me right. You got to be romantic with me. Ooh. This one's so fun to perform live. There's a question, which song was written first? It's Love Don't, and I'm going to get into that one in order. So should we go to the next song? Is there any other questions about Loverboy, actually, while we're listening? Don't worry, it's not one of those kind of coughs, tam fuck. I'm healthy. It's just dry in here because I got the heat. All right, so there's no more questions about Loverboy. If Loverboy were a drink, which one would it be? Something fruity. I don't know. Maybe Loverboy's a cosmopolitan. Not my drink. It's not my words. This is the story of somebody else singing to me. So now the next song is Roses, and I dressed with roses in mind today. You're coming back, yeah, you always will. So this song was written with Fred Ball and Kes and Daniel and who else? It was kind of a full room, but we had so much fun writing this. And sometimes the best songs are written in sort of a group setting. Love that. So this, I keep saying it's a Valentine's Day gone wrong. It's sort of like when you're dating somebody and they think that romance is just going through the motions, like doing things that look like romance on Instagram or whatever, or, in a book or in a movie. But if there's no real intimacy underneath those romantic gestures, they don't mean shit. So, someone could, give you a big thing of flowers, and that's nice, but like if there's nothing real underneath that, it doesn't matter. It's not romance. And yeah, this song turned out, I'm really happy with the way this song turned out. It's such a groove. This is the song with Nile Rodgers on guitar, which we were really excited to score. He's brilliant and a friend, and definitely took the song to the next level, 100%. He gave it the groove, the swing, which he's so brilliant at. Right, focus. Any questions about Roses, guys? Anything? Yeah, Nile Rodgers actually played guitar in Shady too, as well, for those of you fans that know Trespassing. I was really inspired by Shaka Khan. during that post hook, the way that it, I was thinking like a 80s Shaka Khan line. Between the sheets, we ain't pillow talking. Is it love or we just fucking? Tell me, baby, you can't keep me waiting. Now, I gotta say, guys, I was really excited to perform this on TV. But as we know, Corona has canceled some stuff. I'm blaming it on Corona. Oh no, Corona don't, but it did. You guys, I'm opening a door because it's hot. Focus, yeah. Here we go. Without emotions, yeah. Focus. Oh no, Corona don't. So, what's next? Closer to You. Yeah. I'm really happy with the way this song turned out. This is one of those songs where I worked on it with these guys called Noise Club, Rob and Chris, and Asia Whitaker, who's an incredible songwriter. She's brilliant. And we came up with a chorus, and that was the end of our session. Sometimes you write songs and you don't finish them. You come up with like an idea, there's like a fragment of a thought, of a concept, and then you run out of time, and that's the day that you have scheduled on the books, and you move on. And sometimes it's hard to, like schedule everything and move everything around to get back in the studio and to get people, on board and all that stuff. But I kept going back to this chorus of Closer to You, and I kept saying, this feels like a big song. This feels like I want to sing this on stage, And I kept playing it for people, and I got to be honest with you, some people just didn't get it. And I was like, no, I swear I can hear it. And so we finally got back together, and this was right before side A came out, or was ready to be turned in. And I was like, I gotta finish Closer to You. I need this ballad to be finished. So we got together last minute and wrote the verse, and wrote the bridge of the song, which is in the stratosphere. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It's the heartbeat of this album. It really, it's full of yearning, I think. And when I keep telling you guys, Velvet is about love. It's about all these different sides of it and experiences with it. And I think especially right now, while we're all sort of self-isolated and stuff, I think that feeling of longing to be close, of intimacy, of connection is stronger than ever. So if you want to get a good cathartic cry in, maybe turn this one up. Whatever gets me closer to you, hey, closer to you. I'm crying. Yeah, baby, baby, I lie in the eye of a hurricane. You gotta be honest with you guys, when I do this one live, it's hard. It's a really hard song. Yeah, it's up there. Athletic. But I needed one where I just laid it all out, Gotta have that. Next on the album is Overglow. I love Overglow. I love this song. I love the way it turned out. This is with the amazing producer Butch Walker. Butch is brilliant. If you guys don't know Butch's work, look him up. I mean, he's done a ton with Pink. He's brilliant. Fall Out Boy. He's really talented. I love you, Butch. Now, this song came about in a very interesting way because I was working with Butch and he had sort of an instrumental idea, which was this bass line and the chorus, but there was no song on there. It was just an instrumental, which is not actually the normal way that most of these songs came about, but that's how we did this one. And we were working on something else, and I walked away with this instrumental, and I just kept listening to it going, I love the way this sounds. This is so my world. And I got together with a guy named Emanike, who's an artist out of the UK who I love, who's brilliant. He's queer, he's an amazing singer, amazing songwriter. And we came up with this melody, but we had different words, and I walked away from it, and I didn't love the words. They felt a little bit, they weren't like melancholy enough. And a couple months later, I was doing a writing workshop in France at a castle. And I met an amazing songwriter and artist named Amy Cuney. And she and I stayed in touch. And I ended up texting her and saying, look, I got this song. Here's a melody. Will you help me write some lyrics to it? And we ended up writing the lyrics back and forth over the phone through text message, which is actually really ironic because the song is about the overglow. It's about technology taking hold of you and separating you from other people and making you isolated and making you attached to your phone. That's what the song is about. So ironically, we were writing it via text message. And that's why I'm really glad that it turned out. I mean, there's some pretty good poetry in this song. And Amy is a poet. So I think that is thanks to her. Let's get to the next song, Coming In Hot. I love this song. Now, I did a video for this. It was sort of a last minute thing. We just wanted to put out another song. Let's do another one. This was written with Sean and Andre, who were called The Monarch, and Katie Perlman and Michelle Buzz both contributed lyrics. We did 2 different sessions for this one. So much fun. And I'm burning, coming in hot, chill for me, coming in hot, red wine and weed. So funky, this song. Happy with the way it turned out. Definitely a bit of a departure for me. That's why I wanted to release it so early. I wanted just people to be surprised. Definitely funky. In my mouth, tying my head. Did you guys like the video for Coming In Hot? I had a lot of fun on that day of shooting. We actually did the New Eyes and Coming In Hot video back to back. One was one day, one was the next day. It was over the course of a weekend. And I had some friends in the Coming In Hot video, which was really cool. It was nice to be on set with friends and, you know, laugh in between takes, and it was fun. Red wine and weed. English Teacher 01, this is Coffee. Come on in. Yeah, Raja was in that. Playing the bartender. I'm coming in hot. Hey, ooh. Yeah, Javi was in that for a minute. We had fun with that. Feel the fire. All right, next song on Velvet, On the Moon. Now this is a new one, And I'm hearing a lot about this one from you guys, so thank you for taking notice. I've been really excited to put this out, but holding on to it until the end because I just thought it's weird. It's a strange little song. I wanted to do something that was like part slow jam, baby making music, part psychedelic, tripped out. Definitely strange. I actually co-wrote this with Sam Sparrow, who's a longtime friend and collaborator, and we've done a handful of songs together. We always get in the studio together and this song is not supposed to be funny, but we just laugh. He's so silly. And so we end up putting lyrics in the song that are sort of ridiculous. So I thought it kind of felt like it fit on the album. I mean, Take Me to Your Milky Way, it's like, come on, man. We did this with a producer named Jorgen, who's amazing. It's very visual to me. Like I can see it in my mind, like floating in space, kind of, with a lover. If you've ever been in a situation with a lover where you're out of body or in another world with them, that's what this song's about. Oh yeah, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Definitely some nods to that, 100%. On a free fall, on and on for eons. Of course I'll sing this on tour, I can't wait. I think this song on tour will be an extended version. We'll probably jam out the end. To be underneath your glow, like on the moon, baby. Tripping on the moon, baby. Yeah. Be a nocturnal midnight, like we're on the moon, baby. I love this guitar part. This guy named Zayla, great guitar player, came in and pulled this trippy little situation. It's like flying through a black hole. Anyway. Da, 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 da. Ba, ba, ga, ga, ga. Why did you choose to sing falsetto on a lot of the album? That's an interesting question. I was really interested in kind of exploring some new colors in my voice on this project. I've been hollering and belting for the last 10 years. There's definitely a couple moments, obviously the end of On the Moon, I'm wailing. There's definitely like little bits here and there, but I think one of the things I've just learned getting a little bit more mature as a performer and as a musician is that I think it's not about look what I can do, it's about look what I'm feeling. And sometimes the wailing is what you're feeling, but sometimes you can sort of push your audience away. And I think this whole project, the idea is to kind of like pull you in, to invite you in, to wrap you in velvet, smooth and silkier. Plus with Queen's so big and over the top and bombastic and loud that I kind of like that I've been doing that and I'm still doing that, and that this project turns into this sort of, this other energy, so that when I get on stage and I tour it's it's a step in a different direction. Keep things fresh. A little more intimate, a little bit more chilled out. Even though there's beats, the vocal approach is just a bit more vibey, more relaxed. Now, the next song is another new one called Love Don't. Cause you are, yeah. Now this one turned out, this is actually the first song that was ever written for Velvet. And I worked on this with Joe Geniak, who worked on the original High. He's a great writer, really cool guy. And I was in London actually, and we got together in his studio, and he had the guitar, and we just started vibing and jamming out on this thing. And we were talking about, again, love is this theme where I think I had like some misconnections with somebody that I was trying to hang out with, and like they kind of stood me up. This was in London, and I was frustrated, and that's where the song came from. Is it was like, you know, love don't love me sometimes, but I'm not gonna give it up. Like sometimes it just doesn't work out. Sometimes you think, am I doomed? Am I ever gonna meet somebody? But you can't lose hope. That's basically what this is about. I mean, it's a bit hard, it's a bit dirty. And we did this demo a long time ago, and it had a different sound to it. And then after I had worked on Loverboy and Superpower with Tommy English, I was chatting with him about this song, and he knows Joe, they're friends. And I said, what would you do with this to kind of bring it into the world that we're in now with Velvet? And he's like, well, why don't I just rework it? And so he took what Joe and I did, Joe was on guitar and the vocal that I did, and shifted it around, put it in a blender, added a new beat, new guitar parts, new bass, and this is what you have. And I really like that this is the song on the album that's sort of like 80s rock. It feels like a big power rock thing. Power chords. Definitely one of the like heavier songs on the album. I won't give it up. I actually really want to perform this with Brian and Roger. I think it would be good. And this is Joe on guitar. I also was really inspired by Prince on this. I mean, it's got a really gritty sound, but that chorus, that groove and that hook, I kept kind of thinking, love don't love me, give it up. It had a Prince thing about it to me. It feels like 80s Prince. Yeah, Tommy English is dope. He's really brilliant. Love don't. I know, actually a lot of people say that the voice at the beginning, the low octave in the verse, doesn't sound like me, which I think is kind of hilarious. A lot of people have said that. It's just a lower part of my range, and I think there's like an effect on it that kind of makes it sound trippy. The next song is Ready to Run. I did this with Fred Ball and Kess. Put a lock on my heart, ready to run. Yeah, ready to run. Ready to run. I was really excited about this song. I really wanted to have something on the album that kind of had like a bluesy kind of backbone to it. And this guitar lick has got like a definitely bluesy. And it's just sort of a jam. I think the lyrics of this song are sort of about, I mean, they really apply to where we are now. I mean, it's weird times, Sometimes I have the thought to myself like, do I need to move to an island in the middle of the ocean. I'm ready to go. But it's also, you know, it applies to being in a relationship that's no longer serving you. If you've ever met somebody that's just not loved you the right way, sometimes it's time to go. I'm out. It's about self-worth, this song. It's knowing that and loving yourself enough and knowing that you deserve better. Ready to run.
Back up to crawl over. No more aiming to please. Now that I'm on my feet, I'ma walk to the edge. I'ma run, I'm catching the edge. Ain't no slowing down from here. Ain't no room for shackles there. Try to get you dead, ready to run, ready to
Does the Velvet Tour have dancers? You know, currently I'm not planning on using dancers. I don't think that's the vibe of this project. I think the look and the feel of Velvet is very organic. It's throwback. It's all about the band, the musicians. I want you to feel when you come to a Velvet show that you've stepped into 1977 in Times Square in an alley into like some opium den cocktail lounge vibe. A little bit sleazy, a little bit slinky and sensual and hot. It's summertime, but we're all dressed in velvet and leather and decadence. Next song on the album is New Eyes. I still love this song. Damn. I was getting jaded till the day you looked at me, 'cause you got those new eyes, honey, buzzing like blue skies, honey. Everything makes you try, everything gets you high. I've been so blind. As a lot of you know, this was the first official single. This chemistry. Okay, so I'm going to address what I found out this morning, and that is on the physical CD that some of you may have ordered. There is no vocal on New Eyes, and I want to apologize. That was a surprise to me and to everybody on my team. Clerical error, it looks like. Someone made a mistake. So we will rectify that. Just write us and we'll send you something else, you know? Sorry about that. New Eyes was written by myself, Paris Carney, who's a lovely writer. I had so much fun with her. We actually giggled the entire time that we wrote this song, which to me was like a signal that there was something really special about it. And Jamie Sirota produced this amazingly kind of slinky, bluesy funk thing. Again, kind of establishing this world, this funky blues thing, which I'm always, this kind of songs that always put me in a good mood, always give me what I call stank face. And I'm really happy that I got to kind of lean into this vibe. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened too, guys. That was, yeah. They put the instrumental in. But it was just the first shipment. We have pulled everything else that's that was printed wrong, and everything else from here on out will be correct. So sorry for the inconvenience. Shit happens. Yeah, and look on the bright side. You can, if you have the physical CD, you can listen to it and sing along. It'll be like a karaoke track. How fun. And if you do, send it to me. I'd like to hear your version of New Eyes. Let's make this fun. Did that person lose their job? No. Yes, call it a collector's edition. Exactly. I'm looking on the bright side. There are more important things to worry about right now, I would say, right? Like staying healthy. It's all chill. Thanks, Diana. Now, the last song on the album was the first thing I put out. It was the first glimpse of this era. It wasn't an official single. It was sort of like a preview, and it's on the very end of the album, and it's funny because it's talking about I don't need to feel love, I just want to feel something, which is interesting because in the first song, in Velvet, I sing in the chorus, I got that feeling tonight. And the answer to that at the very end, the bookend, is I don't need to feel love, I just need to feel something. So after all that's said and done, after all the ins and outs of dating and love and sex and relationships, the word love is so loaded, and there's so much that comes with this idea, this expectation of true love. And I think this song is open to interpretation because some people go, wow, that's so sad. And it is sad, but it's not saying that I don't believe in love. It's not saying that that I don't want it. It's saying I don't need love in the traditional sense. I don't need to feel like I'm in love with somebody. I just want to feel a connection. I just want some intimacy. So it's my interpretation of feel something is like I'm rejecting society's definition of love, and I think that's kind of one of the themes of the album, is that if you're living your life and being defined by everyone else's definition of things like love and happiness, you're bound to be disappointed and not fulfilled. But you kind of have to come up with your own idea and version of what love and happiness means to you. And nothing's perfect, and nothing is how somebody else wants it. It's like everyone's different. We all have different needs. And I think I'm learning that more and more. I don't need to be in love. I just want to feel something. I just want to connect. Joy. It's kind of like first things first, you know? Like, love would be great, but like first, let me just connect. Let me just feel a feeling. I want to get butterflies in my stomach. I want to feel overwhelmed by somebody. I kind of think maybe there's such thing as love at first sight, but maybe it's something you have to grow into. Maybe it's something that builds over time. I don't know. I don't have the answers, but it's all definitely an exploration. So that was my track-by-track breakdown of Velvet and a little therapy session there at the end. My advice column. I love you guys so much, and I love that you love the album. I love that it's finally out. I know the timing is very strange with coronavirus and people having to self-quarantine, but hopefully this album is a little distraction. It's like a nice little way to get through it. I hope that it's an escape and catharsis. And yeah, you like my necklace? Isn't that cool? I saw this on a website and I was like, oh, Velvet. And then a new eye, and Velvet. It kind of felt like the right symbol. It's cool. There's this company called Dylan X, Dyllanx. I think I found them on Instagram, actually. They make cool jewelry. Check them out. I bought a bunch of stuff from them. Do we have any other questions, my lovely Glamberts? Anything else you want to know? You love everything I'm wearing. Honestly, I rolled out of bed and I didn't feel like putting any concealer on under my eyes, so I just put these glasses on. We're at home, keeping it real, and they're so fun, right? These are some fancy-ass glasses by Dolce & Gabbana that I bought for the Queen tour a while back, and I love any excuse to wear them. They're so ridiculous. Pharaoh's great. He's chilling outside. Las Vegas dates. We're working on rescheduling the dates. Obviously, you guys know that we had to postpone. What is the artwork behind me? This is a piece from Jonathan Adler, the interior design company. It's all embroidered. It's beadwork. It's really cool. See? Ooh. Isn't that pretty? All beaded. I thought it was really cool. This is a room in my house that I call like the psychedelic hippie room. It's all like tripped out. See? Yeah. I'm still kind of working on the decor. It's not done yet. Work in progress. Is there any other questions, my loves? Anything you want to know? Have you chosen the tour set list? I'm starting to think about it. Now I have a little extra time to think about it. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking about some stuff. I'm trying to figure out ways to weave in favorites from past albums, singles, and songs that I've never done live before, which is kind of an exciting challenge. And also a couple covers. Definitely working on that. Are you going to keep looking at the Roses TikToks? I will keep searching. I didn't know you guys were still making some. I will take a look. I'm just getting up on TikTok. It's fun. I'm learning. I will work on more content for you guys, but it's a good time, isn't it? Broken Open. Yeah, that would be a fun one to do on tour. It's been a long time. Did you buy toilet paper? Yes, I bought some toilet paper. I didn't hoard it. I bought an appropriate amount. And luckily, I have one of those Japanese toilets that spray ya, so I don't need too much toilet paper. Whoop. Shame. Sing live on TikTok. Okay, I'll give that a thought. Will there be more US dates once the Vegas quarantina is over? Everything's up in the air. As soon as I can tell you, I will tell you. There's definitely stuff on the books besides Vegas. Let's put it that way. Stuff in the works, but we don't know what's happening now. As soon as we know, we will confirm with all of you lovelies. And I think that's it. I think I am going to log out. That is my Velvet album, track by track. I love you guys. I wanted to share also exciting. Last night I got on Amazon and I got really excited and I ordered a bunch of equipment to work on music here at home. I'm going to try to get back into like recording my own voice and recording my own ideas, which is how I started a long time ago. So now that we're sort of forced to be at home, I'm going to get some ideas down. I'm going to be creative, productive. All right, guys, I love you. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Cover your mouth. I hate to be the lecturer, but you know that some people have it and they don't even know they have it yet. So don't just rely on symptoms being the thing to stay away from. You just have to be careful right now and really cautious, okay? Love you.